right?
So do you kind of reject this view that China needs to be more authoritarian in the government and it's just kind of the way that Chinese history has been and the true like a true democracy could not work in China?
Um, that's a tricky question, to be honest. I don't know, right? I think you will never know the real answer until you had experimented.
Hmm.
But I don't think, China today had a luxury or had a opportunity to actually experiment it. To be honest, I don't know. I think it could, it could be two scenario. One is like, the country will just really get into chaos, which I can also totally, think it's possible, right? With like I think one key difference between China and the US is the country is still largely less educated versus US. Even I think US is not doing that well in terms of education in recent years, but China I think still a lot of people are not very well educated. So when you throw that larger population into democracy, in the outcome is anybody's guess. Right. So
Hmm.
so I don't know, but I'm not really a political scientist. I can't really answer. But the other possibility is also going to a democracy, people will all get better educated, about it. So it might come out to be better. So
Hmm.
so yeah, the way I see it is though, um, just copy paste whatever US has or Western society has might not necessarily work. Maybe a few
Right.
years ago, I had a belief that it might work, but nowadays I don't necessarily think it will work. So there definitely need to be a new way, but
Hmm.
I'm also not sure like China is on the right way right now. But I do
Mm.
think you gotta be a little bit different from the US because if you look at what is happening in the US, it's not like all sunshine rainbow
Oh,
either, right?
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think there definitely need to be something different. Maybe it's kind of in between of what China has versus what US has right now. But who knows, right? So it's kind of a
Mhm.
question nobody can answer yet.